Do it. You can do it.
Oh,
I am sorry.
what is up, everybody? We back with another edition of the podcast. Hold on, we are quarantined. How's everybody been doing?
Man,
Maintaining.
maintaining.
Hey, trying to stay busy.
Do you think there's not any? Are you not finding it? Like, are you running out of stuff to do?
No, the point is focusing on the real things to do. Because now a lot of folks got time. But see, I usually have that time because I have summers off. You know what I'm saying? But some folks got to work from home and got to maintain, and they got the kids at home,
Yeah.
and it's a problem for them.
Hey, them kids at home change everything.
Oh, that's a problem.
It's a problem.
What happens is you appreciate the educational system, which sometimes turns into be the babysitting system.
Hey, can I say this though? The coolest thing
Yeah.
out of this whole situation, like I was sitting today, and because I'm working from home, so it's like I'm really home. You know what I mean? So I'm sitting there and I'm listening, and all of a sudden I hear my daughter singing to my son, and they sing one of them little kitty songs or whatever, and like I could just hear him through the door, and I know he's in there just diddy bopping. It's just like, man, I miss this stuff when I'm working at home, when I'm at work. You know what I mean? Like I miss, this is the stuff I miss, is them interacting like that. So I mean, but it's like, you know what I mean?
There's a whole lot of different situations going on, but there's millions of people being affected, period. So there's a whole lot of changes going on. So when they say the revolution won't be televised, the revolution starts in your mind when you change how you think. There's a lot of people changing how they think right now.
Oh,
so the revolution is happening, and it is
system, because I mean it's
it's
heavy. Yes.
There's a lot of people who are at risk because it attacks, I want to say, and I'm not an expert at this, but you know, weaker immune systems.
Right. Definitely.
Which most things do.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? So, you know, and I look at my child who's 2 years old, and you're like, he's young, but he had breast milk. So he had his mother's, so he has a stronger immune system, but we still don't put him out there in those situations. You know,
Definitely.
But his immune system is stronger than other 2-year-olds who had Similac per se. And I'm not an expert, but just, you know, stating what I think and what I feel strongly about.
Yeah, what type of effect do you think this is going to have mentally on people?
Well, you know what? I think a lot of things have effects because of the scared part of it, because of a lot of lack of information. So therefore, there's a lot of fear factor. You know, so that's going to be the fallout, because a lot of lack of information. So there's going to be fear, most definitely. You know,
I think there's plenty of information out there, but I think people need to make sure they're getting their information from the right source. And I think that's the biggest part. You know what I mean? Is because when I first heard about it, you know, my biggest thing was I was just like, oh, you know, freak, you know what I mean? And not panic, but it was just like, this is going to be a big deal. You know, my wife, she's in the medical field, so she's just like, well, it's not a big deal for, it's not, you know, it's a big deal for us, but it's not any more of a big deal than what we deal with every single day. You know what I mean? And now it's at a point where it's like, hey, this is the United States of America. As of today, the United States of America has the highest count in the world. So, I mean, we're higher than China, bro.
And it was all good just a week ago.
It was a week ago.
Yeah, but everybody didn't take it serious though.
And that adds to why we're where we're at now.
Exactly.
I mean, they just had to put an ordinance out in Chicago to shut the shore down and certain parks because people were just too many people.
Yeah. New York, you're going to jail.
But it's like on a smaller margin because you do want to get out and you do want to walk. But in my neighborhood, you might find like 5 people a couple of times a day. But in a bigger city where there's more people, they're trying to get out and get a little bit of air. And it's like, that might be 500 people at a certain time. So there is that difference.
It is.
Yeah.
It's the congestion of the city. They're on top of each other. That's why, at first, not at first, that's why they have the most cases there because there's nowhere to go.
Wow.
Yeah, 'cause I get out personally every single day, but if I was in the city, I would see so many more people during those times. I'm positive of that.
And just think, we live in a pretty controlled area. Living in New York City, that's people from everywhere, all around the world. There's people that actually just traveled. We're kind of isolated. We're like, yeah, they didn't go nowhere.
Right.
You don't know where your neighbor went there.
Right.
What are they cooking over there? Hey, that's why, hey, fellas, that's why when they said self-quarantine, we had to get up out of here.
Yeah.
We chilling. Hey, Todd, I told you it was real. My boy Elon Musk hooked me up with a couple of tickets. I had to take them this time, but I'll take you next time.
Yeah, for sure. I need that. The air looks fine up there.
Yeah, shout out to Tesla and shout out to everything that's keeping me right where I need to be.
What's going on in Tokyo, man?
Oh man, well we in Shanghai, man, and yeah, man. Say what?
Opening day.
Yeah,
Braves opening Shanghai.
Konnichiwa.
Yeah, yeah, man. It's we over here throwing rice balls and stuff at people.
Oh no!
Are you out? You're out shooting. Look, wait a minute. I see a lot of people. Wait a minute. You're not practicing social distancing.
You're not at all.
Well,
I see.
I'm trying.
Teflon Todd, huh? It's Teflon Todd.
Isn't the quarantine off? Here?
Probably in Shanghai.
In China?
I think in Shanghai all bets is off.
With the amount of people you got walking behind you, it looks like it's off.
Yeah, I think quarantine should be law in those spots.
It's probably is.
What are you eating over there, sir?
Hey, mask on. Chicken nuggets from McDonald's.
I can tell you what I'm not eating.
Gooey duck.
Not that. Or
from the stand.
Rice cakes and snakes.
Or Batman.
Oh, that's what started it all.
Hey, but you know what? Hey, so how you guys feel about they're starting to speak out about this.
Speak out about what? What I call the shot? When them eating bats?
No, well, them bats was real, bro.
Everybody that I heard talk about them said exactly what you said, Todd. Them teeth, their face.
Man, come on, bro.
I'm not eating anything that's smiling at me. Or whatever you want to call that, grimace, smile, whatever expression that is. If it has an expression, I'm not eating.
No faces and heads, period.
What?
It's got an expression
on the food.
Nah.
It looks the way it did when it was taken out of the game.
That's not
right. Hey, at the same expression when it was taken out of the game. That's it.
Hey, that's the face he made when they hit him with that sonic wave. That's the face he made. He was like,
You talking about speaking about taking people out of the game. We were talking about the MLB would have started today. I heard kind of tentatively that they were talking about June, mid-June, or July, and also basketball starting up again at that time. And from what I heard was that both of those organizations have their team of doctors and representatives. They were in contact with the CDC, and that's where they're getting these timelines and timetables from.
Mm-hmm.
So it sounds like we got a couple of months of this, almost this. And they said when those sports come back, it probably will be a case where they come back and things get unrolled, not all the way back. You know what I mean? It's like when it comes back, there won't be any fans in the stands, and then limited
Okay.
amount, and then a little more.
Right.
Hey,
Uh,
hey, go ahead. Go ahead.
no, it's changing the way we live. Like,
It's going to change everything. Just think of the food. Like when you go to the store, there's no food behind the like hot and cold where they cook it and you can have it.
You want
right.
some toilet paper for $40 though?
Oh, you need a roll or two?
I'm just saying, you'll buy some toilet paper for $40. I'm
I'm
just
not
asking.
buying no doggone toilet paper.
You don't even need toilet paper.
I don't.
Hey, you know what? You get them Charlies. You know what I'm
I
saying?
just want to know who.
Charlie.
I mean, even on a realer than the Charlies, that's that's something else. But hey,
Yeah.
hit
Get
that
that?
towel with that water right next to this, and
Yeah.
y'all gonna have to keep washing clothes.
Hey, my wife. My wife said she went to the store and they had the toilet paper police out.
Bro, but who came? Who was the person that was like toilet paper?
Hey, they're following you
Like,
around, making sure you don't buy more than two rolls.
Picked that
Two
for
rolls.
the thing that was gonna be like? Who was in charge of letting that one out? Like, you know what? It's gonna be toilet paper, bro. Like,
Now we done. Here you go.
I would have thought of like something else.
What else can you think of?
Any solid. Like, what are you talking about, bro? Like, any vegetable, not toilet paper. Of all like, what are they scared of? That everybody's going to get diarrhea at the same time, and everybody's gone. Like, I don't get it, bro.
That's
And
what
it's never there. It's never there. I've checked every time. Like,
I've checked every time.
Bro, so for a while
buy-
I thought spring water was gonna be just gone because I didn't see spring water. So finally today it was spring water. Still no toilet paper in sight. For what?
No, I'm gonna tell you what it is, man. It's all about heat checking. It's all about heat checking. If I put this out there and it's a chicken sandwich in December, it's toilet paper in March. Whatever I can do to get y'all geeking, I got the carrot in front of the horse. You know what I'm saying?
But that's people though, man. I don't know. That's math. That's just hysteria of people, dog.
Yeah.
That's not. There's no mechanism moving that forward, but the people itself. So I mean, that's kind of.
I mean, you say boo and they say who and they go. That's what it is. Yeah. You know, I gave a damn about a chicken sandwich either way. So I wasn't in that. And I wasn't tripping on the paper because I had mine at the crib. And I still got mine at the crib, even after the scare. You know what I'm saying? And personally, if it's too much, I got to shower with some washcloths. So I mean, it's So what is scaring you?
I don't get it.
I think what you're running into is a simple case of supply and demand. Like if something if you see the first guy
right now, but ain't nobody going nowhere. Am I right or am I right? gas is $1.70 in certain places, but ain't nobody going nowhere. But ain't nobody gassing up either. So what we talking about? We only got a couple minutes on this. It's a purpose.
Yeah, it's a stalemate. It's like, yeah, you ain't going nowhere. It's $1.
Yeah. It's $1.50, man.
Fill up.
Ain't going nowhere, and ain't nobody filling up because it don't matter right now. But gas mattered when it was $2.25.
Well, they said,
nobody getting toilet paper.
They said the reason why that the gas is like it is because Russia flooded the market, and then after that, Saudi Arabia was like, "Oh, y'all doing that? We got to go lower." So it's a gas war out here.
I got a rhyme about that. For me and Ken are going to up for y'all to hear about it. You know what I'm saying? Chess games are dope from east to west coast. Think it ain't low? Body parts lost in gun smoke. Mom's crying on the phone, long distance to kin folks. Come on now. We gonna get it in a minute. We gonna get it. What up, Ken?
Hey, man. Don't get yourself in trouble. I'm working from home now.
What's crazy out here is that cats done.
What is that?
Got their income tax check. Then they use their income tax check to get their coronavirus COVID-19 doomsday prepping groceries and everything that they need. Now they was eating heavy, kicking it, eating up all the supplies, and now they running low.
I didn't
no ways.
People would be like, "Amen, yes, preach."
They're running low, and they're wanting that stimulus check.
Yeah,
to supplement what they've been doing. Hey,
no, cousin. What's really happening is we already got your Jordans, and we already got your Jordan money. Now we want your budget and food money. We hit you twice, double up.
Hey, everything's on sale.
Everything's on sale, right bro. Now. I told you, bro. I had to step back.
He said I had to step back.
I did, cause I was like, man, these shoes look kind of wet. I'm finna get them, and then I'm finna get my son's shoes.
They had hand sanitizer on them,
bro. And then I see another pair, and I was about to get them, and then I was like, what am I about? Why am I about to spend all this money on these shoes? I can't even wear them.
You're going to be quarantined in the house watching your feet.
Dreams are made of these.
Man. So, man, I think I might take jujitsu. Why not?
Why not?
I mean, like, that'd be like, that'd be something that I can
off of YouTube.
Online?
Yeah. No. I'm not taking I'm like when this is done, I'm taking jujitsu.
Hey, but you could have been done.
Why not?
Like, I
don't even need all this stuff.
They're not going to have class because you can't touch each other no more in society.
So, hey, you know what, bro? Is it gonna turn into Demolition Man?
A version of that for sure.
Because Demolition Man, there's no touching. It was, and you had to use the 3 shells because there wasn't no toilet paper left. There's no toilet paper left, so they used the 3 shells.
You said 3 shells, bro.
And so did Sylvester Stallone. He said the 3 shells. What is this? Bro, it looks to me like it might. There's a 72% chance of it turning into Demolition Man.
Here's
only going to be able to get hamburgers from under the sewer.
Here's the problem I got with the whole situation. They're talking about this coming back in the spring. So, like, that's when you guys were talking about the game. That's why I was kind of curious about that. You said it's gonna be like they're gonna kind of flow people back into society through these games, but they're talking about this COVID-19 making a comeback, possibly making a comeback, when the season changes. So what about that?
That's what I'm saying. That's June and July. That's midsummer, the hottest it is in the whole, states.
And is it true that the cold only kills it? Like cooler weather kills it? And that's the reason why it's going to be a problem is because it's going to be hot.
I
Hey,
don't know.
do y'all look up at all? Do y'all see airplanes spewing out whatever? Because I don't know what it is, but I know that it's going to eventually fall on the atmosphere of the people, and we're going to inhale it. So it really don't matter how many Clorox wipes we use when you have airplanes and jets making tic-tac-toe signs in the air. That's eventually going to fall down on us for us to breathe in. I don't know if my door gets kicked in 2 seconds, but I'm just saying. Do you ever pay attention?
Googly moogly nights.
So
I feel like
what you talking about, chemtrails?
Does everybody know what that is?
Yeah,
Because
we've had an episode on that.
Do you think you think they do that?
do I think?
Do you think
If
they
I
do
pissed, I put it like this, fam. If I was that tall and I pissed in the sky, would you not get piss on you?
that?
You laughing, but I just peed
No,
on
I
you.
get it. But so you
Yeah,
think they do that?
Hey, no, I see it all the time. I look up and it's like, what is it? It's a chemtrail, it's a this, it's a that. I don't know, but all I'm saying is my Yukon truck doesn't put that much emissions out on Laurel when I pull off, but yet I see this, and I know it's gonna fall into the atmosphere, and I'm going to eventually breathe it in. And you know what I'm saying? What is it? Is it preventative? Is it Cialis that I'm going to need later? I mean, you tell me. Am I going to have diarrhea, thoughts of suicide, bleed from my tits, or excuse me, but what is it? I just wonder, and that's real. You can't put it in front of me and me not wonder.
You got a point with that.
I
Do
mean,
what?
I said you got a point with that. You can't put it in front of me and not let me wonder.
So we talk about 10 years later, and we're talking about something that we're wiping down surfaces, but we understand that it's something that you breathe in. But yet I see jets shooting out emissions, and it doesn't say I love you, but I can count 13, 14 up to 20 different lines, but no one else is, you know what I'm saying?
So do you think this has
attention?
a correlation to weakening immune systems to be more susceptible to COVID-19?
Well, I think it could be any and everything, because we have new medicines on the market, and we have new conditions every day that didn't exist yesterday or 10 years ago. And we all know the money is in medicine, not in the cure. So I ain't saying nothing that's new. You know what I'm saying? But hold on. What I also want to point out is we are in the house on a global level. So we also know that power is all about control. And let me say it again. We all in the house on the global level. And certain things are still going on because people can work from home, because it's been made to be done that way. Education, whatever, we can do it from home. It's whatever. State workers, they all working. Educational workers, they sitting at home. My door might get kicked in a minute. I don't know. I might be saying too much. I'm just saying how I feel.
I think that's the anxiety that a lot of people are going through right now. But what makes it so crazy, anything is possible.
All bets is off. We've never
I know
been here
you
before.
know.
Like anything's possible. because there's not enough information about, it's just not enough information. Some of the things that the president's saying is like, bro, are you for sure?
So
Like,
sus.
do you like do you put that man like, hey bro, you gonna go win that game? Yeah. What? That doesn't sound too confident.
Not real confident.
But hey, I'm
So
put like this.
anything is
I
possible.
believe our president, like he threw out the first pitch today for the Nationals.
Did he?
Yeah, that didn't happen. That didn't happen.
So Newman, let me ask you a question. So do you feel like this is a test? You
It's
would
all a
test
test.
you. No, I no, that's too being too general. I'm asking you
No,
specifically.
I was gonna
Do
say
you
some more.
do you feel that this is a test for events that could come in the future?
Yeah, I do. I definitely do. And I don't want to feel like, and I don't want to sound like a conspiracy theorist, but you know what? If somebody feels a certain way and you throw a title on that, then you could always throw that title on that and label that as that. But it could also be correct. You know what I'm saying? But just think about it. Population control, control, period. The point is control. And right now, what's going on is you could never get the world together on anything. But what happens right now is, not even on currency. And you're trying to get it on currency, but right now there's a pandemic going on and everybody in the world is locked in on it. So there's a control on that factor, period. You know what I'm saying? You say Corona, you can get millions, billions of people to say, hashtag, period. So there's a control factor in that. And
Okay.
it's all about control.
Okay, I have a question for all three of you actually. So with this stimulus package coming out, everybody's heard about that, right?
Mm-hmm.
Or potentially coming out, whatever.
Part of it.
Do you feel that a stimulus package trivializes currency?
Yeah, I mean, any buyouts definitely what you said, trivialize currency because you're just printing more money. So the whole value upon, the denomination of the currency doesn't even matter anymore because there's been more skin put in the game. So it's devalued your money.
He's going to Tokyo.
That's when he just walked through. But yeah, that's exactly what it does. It and the bigger issue with that stimulus package is, they said they'll give you whatever they said, 1,200 or whatever. It's different between, families and single people, whatever. What are the corporations getting compared to what you're getting? You're getting something that really doesn't even do anything for you, and they're pretty much going to buy their own stock that's been deflated, and then that it's been devalued at a lower price, and it's going to rise again when everything goes back to operations. So all they did was double down on themselves.
Adds a little bit of credence to the test theory.
So definitely, so to go back to that, even if they didn't cause it, it is a test because this has been known. There's a thing going around on social media about Bill Gates and his TED Talk, probably about 5 years ago, 6 years ago, where he's talking about people need to be aware that the biggest boogeyman on earth for humans is a virus. Because how will we handle it? Look how we are handling it. They're telling us to stay home, to stay quarantined. whether it's right or wrong, and we won't do it.
We won't do it.
He said we
No,
won't
won't
do
do
it.
You don't
Won't
even
do
know if it works yet, but you won't. People won't do it.
Well, a lot of the, I think some of the issues people don't understand why they need to stay, or why they're asking for that. What they're trying to do is they're trying to buy time to create a vaccine. That's at least what they're saying. At least they're saying that they're trying to buy more time.
Well, it
Hey,
stops the spread because the more
Right.
you are around people, you're going to connect and contaminate and just reinfect people before you can get that time to create a antidote or a vaccine or whatever.
My
hey, so
question,
look of
my,
this question. If you have certain amount of people who are infected and they won't stay inside, now let's make it lethal. And those people are infecting other people, you're going to wipe out a whole lot. I mean, a very significant part of the population worldwide because of people's ignorance and their belief to feel like I don't need to do this. So you can count on that if you're trying to, as a coach. My whole thing was when you get 50 kids and you need 13, you got to cut the fat. So you got to find reasons to cut the fat, grades, attendance, things like that. So you kind of prey on the ignorance of the masses to say, I'm going to spring break. I'm wiping out 10,000 right there. I'm wiping out 20,000 on Miami Beach because y'all won't listen. So I count on that. So there's the test. There's the you know what I'm saying, the litmus. There's the test.
Anything's possible, man.
And just a hypothesis, just throwing that out there. But that's a possibility. That's not far-fetched.
It's not far-fetched, especially, with all things that have been taking place
All
lately.
things considered.
All things considered, all bets are off.
We're eating bats and gooey duck and, rice cakes and snakes.
Rice cakes and snakes.
I got a question. So why is it that people just started eating bats in 2019?
I don't think they just started it.
But
No.
that's the perception. You know what I mean? Like this. So you're telling me that you're telling me that this COVID-19 is, and this is just a question. COVID-19 just so happened to spark off in 2019.
I think that this is what happened. I think
people been eating bats for much longer than that.
Sure, people been eating bats longer, and the reason there's been talk about COVID is a old virus. It is. This is the 19th version of that said thing. So SARS is a version of COVID. I mean, it has different versions of itself. So anything, like as Todd said, anything could have happened to take the right effect to make somebody be a carrier of that all of a sudden.
Yeah, I mean, all of a sudden it's gone from animal to animal to human. All of a sudden, I don't understand that. That's what I'm curious about.
Well, if you think about it, you could say Aboriginal tribes had nose bones or nose rings through the nose, and then now you have people rocking that nowadays. So it's not like it's something that hasn't been, that is occurring now. That could have happened, but different things cause different outcomes. Also, perversions of certain things happen. So you have those different outcomes too.
Yeah. I think that's where we're at with this. This is taking a different turn, whether it's been, human enhanced or just organically. But
I
one
mean,
thing, one thing about everything that's alive, that's the point of living, is trying to survive.
yeah.
So it's going to take Euro steps and do whatever it needs to do. It's out here. Look at it's surviving in New York City. If you can live there, if you can make it there, you can make it anywhere.
Yep.
So it's nothing to play
Tried
with.
out and told
It's a real thing. One of my closest friends just let me know today that, he's contracted the COVID-19. And, this is a D1 athlete, a former D1 athlete, 41 years old, said it, man, he's lost 15 pounds.
Wow.
From it?
Yeah.
Man, it ain't no joke.
And when I was talking to him on the phone, it sounded like I was talking to an 80-year-old man.
Wow.
He said he felt better today than he's felt in the whole time, but he still was short of breath on the phone.
Damn.
Yeah, it attacks certain parts, respiratory, things like that. Wow.
For
You know
sure.
what I'm saying? Shout, you know what I'm saying? Get well soon. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, for sure.
The names and all that, but you know what it is.
Yeah, it ain't no game. That's when I was like, man, I might have to
Big cat mom.
because I got asthma myself. And man,
That's what I was saying. It goes back to, a lot of this is, monetary thought. And hey, man, the most valuable thing is your health.
for sure.
This is the time to check yourself. Don't eat both sleeves of them Girl Scout cookies. Eat a quarter of that.
Like it was some chips.
For real, that's the whole point. You don't want to be bunkered in camp and then, like I said, run through all your supplies. Like, what are you doing?
No,
man.
That's not what.
Who's getting what they need? So those one a days are essential. You know what I'm saying? On a daily, period. So there, and you're also the on it down, period.
Hey, it's 2020.
I'm finna stretch. Man, I'm really looking for a yoga class.
Yeah, fine.
Just so I can be in truly intertwined with myself.
Let's get your mind body connected. In the bed on the couch watching Tiger King. That's going crazy on Netflix. Hey, y'all seen it though? Have you seen it?
I've seen. I haven't finished it.
Hey, my boy Joe Exotic is going nuts.
Joe Exotic is wild.
Talking about it.
Hey,
Joe Exotic is going bananas.
That boy Joe Exotic is turning straight men into his husbands.
What?
And he's getting them to line up. And he's putting them in line. He's having more than one of them at a time.
He's wild, bro. This the craziest story. Like, as soon as you start watching it, it's so ridiculous, but you can't stop watching it.
It's like Jerry Springer outside of the studio.
Oh no!
That's exactly what. That's exactly what it is.
Who's homie that's trying to pimp everybody? He got all the girls acting all risque and then changed their names. Dude with the ponytail.
Oh yeah, bro. It's fun and games at these zoos, and I didn't know it was going down like that.
It's quid pro quo at these zoos.
Whoa! Exactly. You just don't. Hey, I thought it was only in Hollywood, bro. The
Tigers scene is it's teching out here. The tiger scene is teching out here.
Hey, so what's your thing?
What? I never knew, bro. Like, I didn't know.
One thing that I found interesting outside of the madness, it was crazy, the number. They said that there are more tigers in the United States that are just as pets than there are in the wild in the world.
Oh,
wow.
I believe that. I believe that.
Where are the tigers at? California?
You said
the mansion?
well, the question, That's sad as fuck.
Well, the question is, I mean, beyond where are all the tigers, but where can they really be, aside from?
They in Miami, they in Cali, they
I
in
mean,
those exotic spots, Vegas. But it's really sad that that's a fact.
yeah, I believe that.
I believe it too.
I mean,
That's
yeah.
wild. It's fitting to be wild as this crazy series is. It's one of those wrecks that you can't stop watching. They go pretty quick. They're like 35, 40 minutes. And then you're like, oh, this is done. And then it's like, oh, you still
It's no
watching.
Dangerfield.
Yes. And then it goes another level. I'm not giving anything away here, but there's a hitman that comes involved into the story.
It's the craziest story I've ever heard. It sounds like it was never supposed to go like this. Like it was.
It went left.
Straight left. Dog, it's the craziest documentary.
Looking around with a
track with a music video. That's hey, bro, and they gonna run for governor though. Hey, bro, the Tiger King.
How did he get hit?
His staff. His staff. Look what?
And with the beast. No, he was reality, but he was hanging.
No, bro.
Add on.
Really, the Tiger King title.
That's why.
Like I'm telling you, 1,000 on a meet and greet. Oh,
yeah.
Absolutely.
For real.
A weird Shawn Mike crutch that one that goes on your forearm.
Oh no!
Hey, bro. Hey, bro. Hey, how bogus was how bogus was they when they left? How bogus was they when they left? Fam, get his foot ate up by the time when they let him get drug around, bro, on camera, bro. No, they bogus, bro.
Hey man, big cats, big attacks.
Helpless. Bro, he was out there helpless. You punks. Hey, that's oh, hey, that's not funny, bro.
Hey,
but
my man looks like Hulk Hogan with
he looks like Hulk Hogan
with like
Scott
Bret Michaels.
Steiner.
Right. Why is he on a cop car with a guitar?
Because he's thugging.
Oh, he's a thug.
He's out here thugging.
He's standing on a cop car with a guitar in his hand.
Bro, yeah, it's a must watch. It's a crazy watch. You gotta watch it. If you ain't got nothing to watch and you want your mind to blow.
He's a polygamist. He has two dual husbands.
Y'all tripping.
You say dual husbands?
Dual.
What? Well, yeah.
It's wild. Did you see John arrested? He was in I knew was.
Is he still in there?
He's
no, not
they gonna kick. You think they gonna kick him out?
It doesn't even make sense. That's what a fighter.
Old school rapper can't, so they fight just so they can beat people up legally.
His 9 to 5 is
Todd, Benny Wireless. I'm okay with.
They should.
It'll be
that they normally get, and those teachers are on the front line. You know what I'm saying? So that stimulus package does mean something to people who are out there, because, like I said, there's a lot of kids who don't get lunches throughout the summer, but there's a lot of kids who don't get it throughout the year, which is breakfast and lunch. So there's a lot of people on the front line, doing a lot of things.
I was going to ask.
I agree to that, but that stimulus is a smack in everybody's face.
Well, yeah.
Trivial.
You have big corporations getting bailed out once again, and then you have small businesses who are suffering, like the barbershops and things of that nature. So it's and I'm not speaking as a perfect person in this whole thing, just having a conversation. That's my input.
This is one of the things that need to be addressed as well, though. People been living out of their well out of their means.
Yeah.
This is a check. This is to get yourself in mind. Do you need to have 12 pair of Jordans?
Hey, cuz.
That's crazy.
You know
Like
what?
you don't.
I would appreciate it if you would say that Ice Cube line for me right now. Check yourself before you wreck yourself. That, I thought about that today, and it was like, if someone was to say that to me, I would be like, man, get the hell out of my face. But you kind of need to check yourself before you wreck yourself. That's a warning. And everyone should take heed to those warnings. You should check yourself before you wreck yourself.
You know how the game of musical chairs doesn't stop when you're ready. It stops abruptly.
Oh.
And then we're seeing who's going to get caught without a chair.
You don't want it with these. Yeah.
That's why you always have to have your things in order. Be ready, be prepared for situations like this. Yes, these are scary times, but for some, these are opportunity times.
Yeah.
Don't be on those sides where you're in need in these times. You know, if you are, this is no knock to you. I hope you get everything that you need. Shout out to everybody that's on the front lines, everybody that's doing their part, that's trying to help this situation. This is a global pandemic. But this is what we talk about. This is when they talk about 2008. This is what they've been calling for the last 4 or 5 years. If you've been paying attention, you would have been aware that this would have been possible. Nobody could have imagined that it would be like this, but they knew it was possible. So guys, what I didn't realize was possible was that we would end the season and come back in a whole different way, that it's possibly changing the game on how we do things around here.
Yeah.
This right here is dope. I mean, hey, we don't know what's going to happen in the future, but I know we have this. I know you guys are at home. I know you guys are watching things. Hey, quit tit-talking. Read a book. You've already seen all the dances. You know the songs. You know who's doing what. Take your time and be with yourself for a second. Try to figure out something up here. Use this time to enrich yourself, to invest in yourself. We're going to be hitting you guys over the head with new content coming off of the Zoom platform. Hey, love it. This looks dope, guys. I don't know about you, but you already know what this is. This is Intentional Dangerfield.